Good morning. It's Friday, August 29th. Here's what we're working on this morning. A new global report says Canada's record 2023 wildfires drove air pollution to their worst levels since the late 90s.
A woman's been charged for driving a car in Mississauga with a metal staircase attached to it.
And Mitch Marner opens up about his bittersweet departure from the Maple Leafs. I know there's a staircase to heaven, but a staircase in the back of a car.
Yeah, just another thing to watch out for in traffic for you, Brian.
Yes, I'll keep my eyes peeled. You just never know what you're going to see on the roads, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, okay. Hey, but it's Friday.
Yes,
and that
on
means,
a long weekend.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and that means there could be some very light volume this morning. Never mind on Friday when it's usually a little bit lighter, but let's see, should we take 4 days instead of the 3? Let's just take the Friday too. Yeah, and we're going to have sunshine. Oh, the long range forecast looks beautiful. We have sun in our forecast just about each and every day, and that of course includes the long weekend coming up. We're going to have sunny skies, temperatures a little below seasonal for a couple of days. Like today, we should only hit about 20 degrees, and then tomorrow about 21. But Sunday and the holiday Monday, bang on seasonal, 24 and lovely sunshine. Today we'll have a mix of sun and clouds, maybe just a little bit more cloud cover for the afternoon, but it's a cool start. We're sitting at 8 degrees right now, single digits so far this morning. And of course the sun will come up, but eventually it's nowhere near getting set to come up yet this morning. So we'll talk about the forecast in a few minutes. Right now, let's have a look at traffic. And it's not bad this morning compared to the past couple of mornings when we had collisions a little further along going toward Brant Street. That's we're looking at vehicles coming out of Hamilton towards us. So nothing there. A couple of MTO traffic cameras, Red Hill Creek camera. That's doing fine, heading toward the Skyway Bridge. Top of the Skyway Bridge is very light, Toronto bound towards us on that shot. Well, we'll give you one more here at Brodie, Toronto bound heading away from us. Nothing on the roads this morning, maybe just some lingering volume, but that's about it. We'll look at weather and traffic coming up right now, the news.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Air quality concerns have been top of mind for many with the intense wildfires we've seen across Canada. Now, a new global report says the record-breaking wildfires back in 2023 drove air pollution to levels not seen since the late 1990s. Simone Gavros joins us live from Hamilton Mountain with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. And the report goes on to say that air pollution remains the greatest risk to human health. And we've seen those air quality alerts that have been issued all summer long, especially with those wildfires that we've seen across Canada and right here close to home here in Ontario. And because of that, 2025 is now the second worst wildfire season on record, right behind 2023, which is what this research is based on. The report says that the intense wildfire season that we saw a couple years ago exposed half the country to pollution levels above the national standard. The Energy Policy Institute at the University of Chicago estimates that if this level of poor quality was sustained in the most impacted regions in Canada, that could cut life expectancy by about 2 years. And wildfire season is not over just yet. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre says there are 573 fires burning right now, most of them in Manitoba, followed by Northwest Territories. Their data shows that there have been over 4,700 wildfires this year across Canada. But as the warmer weather winds down, winter weather is on the horizon. The Old Farmer's Almanac is predicting a cold and dry winter for the GTHA, with the coldest period between December and February and the snowiest period starting in late November. And this morning, I'll be talking to people here on the mountain for more reaction about the air quality that we've seen all summer long, and also how they feel about this forecast for the winter. For now, things back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, here's something you don't see every day, a car being driven with a staircase on top of it.
How can you drive like this? How? This is not safe.
So this happened in Mississauga earlier this week, and this video has gone viral. Peel police say they were called to the Queensway and Cawthra Road after several other drivers called in. Police say the driver had somehow, they're not sure exactly how it happened yet, backed into the staircase and then drove off with it. A 22-year-old woman from Woodbridge has been charged with careless driving.
CHRP 229.
5 people have been taken to hospital after a head-on crash involving 2 trucks in Welland. Fire crews say a white pickup and a silver pickup carrying a horse trailer crashed at around 3 p.m. yesterday on Highway 140 just north of Buckner Road. The driver of the white pickup was hospitalized, though the extent of his injuries is not known. 4 people in the silver pickup were also taken to hospital as a precaution. Welland Fire says 4 horses were in the trailer, but they appear to be unharmed.
Niagara police are warning about a man considered armed and dangerous. 35-year-old Pavel Braun is wanted after 6 firearms were stolen from a business in St. Catharines on Geneva and Ted Streets. It happened on Sunday. An arrest has been made in connection with the investigation, but police are still looking for Braun.
A Burlington man has been arrested after a child pornography investigation that started in the Philippines. Halton police have released his photo, believing there may be other victims. 78-year-old Douglas Ridpath faces several charges, including making, accessing, and possessing child pornography, sexual assault, and sexual exploitation. Halton police worked with the RCMP and authorities in the Philippines in the investigation that began in April.
A 46-year-old Dunnville man is missing. Haldeman OPP say Joshua was last seen a week ago Wednesday on Main Street in Dunnville. They haven't released his last name. Joshua is white, 5'8", with a heavy build. He has brown hair in a buzz cut, a goatee-style mustache, blue eyes, and tattoos on his chest and arms.
A 21-year-old man from Hamilton is facing multiple charges after a shooting in East Hamilton earlier this month. Hamilton police arrested Marky Griffiths on Tuesday, believing he was responsible for a shooting in the area of Gibson Avenue and King Street East on August 3rd. Griffiths is facing several charges related to discharging a firearm with intent. Officers say no one was injured in the shooting, but they're urging the intended victim to come forward and speak with police.
Hamilton had a record-breaking 134 suspected opioid overdoses in overdose calls in July. That's the highest monthly number since tracking started almost 10 years ago. This year alone, Hamilton paramedics responded to over 600 incidents related to suspected opioid ODs. Public health officials warn the real number of overdoses is probably much higher because so many of them don't go reported. Community agencies are seeing more drop-ins and overdose reversals, while concerns rise over toxic sedative-laced opioids out on the street. Hamilton Centre MPP Dr. Robin Lennox is calling for solutions to Ontario's overdose crisis.
We have been in the midst of a public health emergency for 9 years, but the Ford government isn't able to face it. So today we are calling for the immediate formation of an emergency task force to address Ontario's overdose crisis with a mandate to develop and implement an evidence-based strategy to combat the overdose crisis. We need to use every tool at our disposal, including harm reduction and treatment, to save lives. The task force would create a leadership and accountability structure that we desperately need, with a clear mandate to reduce the harms of the toxic drug crisis in our communities.
Now, last year, 7 people died every day from overdoses across Ontario. Advocates say the problem has only gotten worse since the Ontario government closed Hamilton's supervised drug use site in March, part of a provincial overhaul that shut down 9 sites across the province. A new national report on how abuse and maltreatment in sport are handled says things need to change.
The Canadian sports system is in crisis.
That's Future of Sport in Canada Commissioner Lise Maisonneuve. The commission was created by the federal government after athletes spoke out about systemic abuse. Its preliminary study calls on all levels of government and sport to do more to protect athletes, pro, recreational, youth, and adults.
These deeply ingrained issues give rise to conflicts of interest, favoritism, a win-at-all-costs thinking, and a pervasive fear of losing funding across the system. Together, they fuel a long-standing culture of silence in sport.
Commission's findings are meant to guide debate and shape solutions at a September summit in Ottawa. A final report is expected next spring.
Sportsline. New Vegas Golden Knights forward Mitch Marner has revealed a frightening incident following his last game as a Maple Leaf in an interview with TSN's Mark Masters.
Get home, you're pretty disappointed, you're pretty devastated at that. The thought also of it being my last Maple Leaf game at home. And then I get a phone call probably about 5 or so minutes after from, I think it was my wife's father called me and goes, I just want to let you know we've got people sending us screenshots of a guy posting your address online, saying that if people want to come pay us a visit and say, their goodbyes in a quotation way, here's the address. And
Marner says sharing the news of his departure with Leafs captain Austin Matthews was really tough and emotional. The 28-year-old is scheduled to make his return to Toronto with the Golden Knights on January 23rd. The Intercounty Baseball League playoff semifinals begin tonight when the Hamilton Cardinals visit the Barrie Baycats. The Cards went 3-2 in the regular season against the defending champs. Hamilton will host Game 2 tomorrow afternoon at Barney Arbor Stadium and Game 4, if necessary, next Wednesday night. Tomorrow night in Welland, the top-seeded Jackfish host Guelph in their series opener.
1-2. That one's drilled deep to right field. He has done it! 4 home runs in a game! A 3-run home run!
What a night for Kyle Schwarber. The Philly slugger became the 21st player in Major League Baseball history to hit 4 home runs in a game in Philadelphia's 19-4 win over Atlanta. Schwarber went 4 for 6 and had 9 RBI to set a new franchise record. Denis Shapovalov moved on to round 3 of the U.S. Open with an entertaining 7-6, 3-6, 7-6, 6-3 win over France's Valentin Royer. He'll next play world number 1 Jannik Sinner. Felix Auger-Aliassime won in straight sets and will face third-seeded Alexander Zverev in round number 3. Gabriel Diallo lost his second-round match. Meantime, 22-year-old Canadian Leylah Fernandez and 45-year-old American legend Venus Williams won their first doubles match together.
Wow, thank you, you guys. Thank you for showing up for us. Thank you to my partner, too. It's the best partner I ever played with outside of Serena. I think we're almost the same. We play the same style. I'm just a little bit bigger, but we're a great team, though, so thank you.
Oh, my goodness. It was nerve-wracking, exciting. The night before, I was like shaking, and I was just super happy. And then once I got on court during the warm-up, you were super nice and welcoming, so it kind of brought down my nerves too. So thank you for doing that. It was a lot of fun. And then once we started playing, I think everything started flowing, so it's good.
Fernandez meets top-seeded Aryna Sabalenka tonight in singles play. There are 3 words that gets the adrenaline going in every Ticats fan, young and old: Labor Day Classic.
I hate the saying the whole season starts on, Labor Day or whatever, but my thing is when Labor Day hits, you truly have to start honing in who you are as a team, offense, defense, special teams, and start to get hot.
Bo Levi Mitchell and the 6-4 Cats are a perfect 4-0 this year versus East Division opponents, including a 51-38 win over Toronto on July the 4th. The Bombers and Rough Riders kick off the Labor Day weekend fun on Sunday night. Calgary hosts Edmonton on Monday night.
Oh, and what a forecast I have for the Labor Day Monday. I think you're going to like that. All right, 13 minutes after 6 o'clock. It is Friday, and we're getting into the Labor Day weekend. Let's start with traffic first of all, see if we can find any problems, because on Friday, usually the traffic volume is a little bit lighter, and we'll see how it goes this morning. No problems there at the 403 and Waterdown Road. Our exclusive cameras doing fine in both directions. MTO traffic cameras, St. Catharines first of all, then we'll come around the Horseshoe, QEW at Glendale. Fine. Nothing at the Red Hill Creek still. Fairview, Toronto bound towards us, coming off the Skyway looks good. Ford Plant, even all the way through Cawthra into Mississauga. You're noticing no sunlight this morning yet. We will see it, but not for a while. All right, let's check the temperature that we have. We're still single digits so far this morning, sitting at 8 degrees. Winds are light. Humidity is still up there. The sky is mainly clear, so I'm going to call it a mainly sunny sky because the sun will be up this hour. Air quality risk for the day today? No, in the low risk category today, thankfully. What we have, that cold front went through yesterday. We had a fair bit of shower activity. We had almost 2 millimeters of precipitation for the day yesterday. It was light rain most of the time. That has passed off. Region of high pressure is starting to move in. That ridge of high is going to give us the sunny skies as we continue through, well, fairly sunny for the day today. We could see a little bit more cloud cover for the afternoon, but it looks like we're going to have sun as we continue through the long weekend. Today's temperatures, 20 degrees, a little shy of yesterday. We got to 21 yesterday, 17 for Kitchener and Guelph. Some areas away from the lake could get some showers. Tonight, fog patches, but clear skies. Temperatures anywhere from 7 to 10 to 11. And then tomorrow, the temperature will be a little bit warmer, 22 degrees for the day tomorrow. We'll see some sun. There will be a little bit of cloud cover for the day. So how are we looking as we step out the door? 29th of August, we are looking at mainly clear skies. We'll call it mainly sunny, and the temperature right now on the cool side at 8. Long range, the good news coming up. Annette, Rick.
Thanks very much, Brian.
Looking forward to that. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And Canada's trade deficit has gone up. We'll have the details and more coming up in a couple of minutes. Now let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what's coming up in Chit Chat?
Hi, good morning, guys. We are taking a look at Bradley Cooper's new film. Is this thing on? And more cast members of Saturday Night Live are making their exit. And later on this morning, film critic Bonnie Laufer sits down with me to talk about all the films premiering at TIFF.
All right, looking forward to that.
That's going to be cool, yeah.
Yes, very much so. Thanks, Emily.
Welcome.
In overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is up 7 basis points this morning, trading at 72.73 cents U.S. Gold is down $3.50 an ounce, and crude is down 36 cents to $64.24 U.S. a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and in Paris.
In Asia, markets were down today in Tokyo, but up a bit in Hong Kong and Shanghai. On North American markets, the TSX finished yesterday flat, gaining just 1 point. The Dow gained 71, and the Nasdaq picked up triple digits.
U.S. tariffs are weighing on Canada's trade. StatsCan says the goods and services deficit jumped to $19.5 billion in the second quarter, up from $800 million in the first. Exports fell more than 13%, led by energy, cars, and consumer goods, as tariffs took effect and the Canadian dollar strengthened. Canada's trade surplus with the U.S. also narrowed, dropping from $31.3 billion in the first quarter to just over $10 billion in the second.
Statistics Canada is also set to release June's and the second quarter gross domestic product figures later this morning. Early estimates point to zero growth for the quarter because of trade uncertainty and tariffs. That would be a sharp slowdown from the first quarter's 2.2% annualized increase. That's when firms were rushing to beat the tariff deadlines. June's growth is expected to uptick just a little bit, 0.1%, which would end 2 months of monthly contraction. Economists at RBC say that while tariff uncertainty will continue to put a damper on businesses, exemptions from the Canada-U.S.-Mexico trade agreement have spared our economy from worst-case scenarios.
Thousands of Ryobi-branded electric pressure washers are being recalled because they could explode. About 780,000 units sold in the U.S. and Canada, mostly at Home Depot, are affected. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says 2 of the models have a capacitor that can overheat and explode, sending parts flying. So far, there have been 41 reports of explosions, causing 32 injuries in the U.S. No incidents have been reported in Canada. Anyone with the recalled pressure washers can visit Ryobi's recall website to receive a free repair kit.
Ford is recalling more than 52,000 vehicles in Canada. It's over a brake fluid leak solution. This can make it take longer for the vehicle to stop, increasing the risk of a crash. The recall affects Ford Edge SUVs from 2015 to 2018 and Lincoln MKXs from 2016 to 2018. No injuries have been reported, though.
Time for a break. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and 7-day forecast, including the Labor Day long weekend forecast.
Looks good.
Good morning. morning, 24 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's go right to the problem that we have on the highways right now. This is the 403 at Dundas Street, and you're looking at lanes coming out of Toronto, heading, well, kind of towards us, toward the Ford plant and then onto the QEW. What we have is it looks like a vehicle, yes, it is a vehicle into the ditch now. That ramp from Dundas Street to the QEW bound 403 has just opened. It was completely blocked there, but as you can see, we don't have a tow truck available on the scene as yet. There's also a transport truck on the side there, and a little further on, they've been adjusting the camera on this a fair bit. A number of vehicles are off to the side, some flashing lights there, but that, as you can see, the vehicle is in the ditch right there. So quite the slowdown on the 403 coming past Burnham Thorpe here to Dundas Street once you get past that toward the Ford plant. It's okay, and that's the only problem that we have at the moment. Let's get to the temperatures that we have right now. Yeah, it's on the cool side this morning. 8 degrees is the temperature in Hamilton, 9 Mississauga, 10 Toronto, 12 into Grimsby at the moment. We always talk about seasonal temperatures for this time of year. That's where we figured we should be for just normals. We're looking at 13 for the overnight low, so we're a fair bit below that to start the day. 24 for the daytime high. We didn't get there yesterday. We won't get there today. Those are our sun times. Sun's up at 6:40 this morning, so getting closer to sunrise. And those are our records for today. And yes, we will see some sun for today. It'll be a mix of sun and clouds this morning, and then just a little bit more cloud cover for the afternoon. But 20 degrees today, 11. Skies will be clear tonight, but we'll have some fog patches developing. Tomorrow, sun, mainly sunny to a little bit more cloud cover in some areas, but Hamilton should be mainly sunny, and 22. Then look at Sunday and Monday. We come up to seasonal daytime highs. Both days, 24 degrees with sunshine. What's going on Labor Day Monday? There could be something special happening. So it looks like it could be a pretty nice day. Tuesday, 24, Wednesday, 24, then there's that chance of a shower by Thursday. That's your forecast. And Rick.
A happy ending to a story that we first told you about earlier this month. With the help of the community, the family of a 4-year-old Hamilton girl says they've raised enough money to get her a specialized walker.
Her name is Pearl, and she has cerebral palsy, can't walk on her own. Her family has now raised the $43,000 needed to buy a Trexo robotics walker. The device, from a Canadian company, is going to help guide Pearl's legs and let her move around on her own. Pearl's mom, Erica, says the family has received donations from people all over, ranging from $10 all the way up to $2,000.
That is amazing.
Yep.
And that's the power of the community spirit that help
power
someone
of giving.
that they don't know. Yeah, amazing. Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. That's it.